So this was a requested video on how would I invest $10,000 if that's all I had. Wouldn't be that much different. I did a video about a week ago on how I would invest and how I do invest hundreds of thousands of dollars, but the strategy does change the less you have. And so if you have a smaller amount of capital, and that's all relative, then maybe this video will be useful to you. By the way, these roundtable, these DeFi portfolio roundtable discussions and the hot seat Q&As inside the UIG, join them. I'm doing a series on lending and taking on leverage in a safe way. So if you have a smaller amount, you could double or triple your portfolio or the amount you have to invest without taking on that much risk. We're going to dabble it on today's YouTube video, but it's probably a 20 or 30 minute conversation with some deeper education behind the scenes to really get it right. Now, I did this again about a week ago on how I would invest 100K. The only thing that I would do different in terms of how would I invest a smaller amount, let's say $10,000 or less, is I wouldn't be looking at investing it in anything else. I wouldn't really be looking to collect an income. That depends on your goals, of course, but I wouldn't be looking to take any out. I may sit on stable coins to reinvest, but I wouldn't be like paying myself a salary because that's going to slow down the portfolio growth. But I would most likely use it as collateral. We'll talk about it. Also, with the bigger portfolios, we talked a lot about big cap, like the BTCs, the ETHs, the lower percentage yields, more hands off, more blue chip, more stability, because a few percentile swings on a big portfolio can oftentimes emotionally and kind of mentally mess with us because we'll see the dollar amount fluctuating. For a smaller amount, we'll still do big cap and blue chip stuff. Typically, especially in a bull run, we want to look at correlated pairs. That's not always true, just depending what the market is doing. And you may have a 20, 30, 40% of your portfolio made up in the big cap stuff. Then you might have a 20% kind of mid capper. I've got one, it's a pair with SUI that's doing 240%. That's a SUI ETH position. It's a pretty good play for a portfolio, especially if you're doing anything over 100%. And there's correlation between the two, and there's big potential for appreciation. I mean, SUI went from less than $1 to over $2 your portfolio, or at least that position just doubled, depending how it's set up, of course. Then I would maybe look at mid cap to small cap. So we're going down the list in terms of, top couple hundred in the coin market cap. Maybe there's some gems in there that are offering you a 400, 300% return. Much more hands-on, and you better know what you're doing. And then don't be afraid of creating a bull run bag. Now, I know we're thinking like a DeFi income portfolio, but the bull run bag, to me, they work really closely together, especially in bullish situations. Also, what I recommend doing, and again, every portfolio is unique, is a lot of this we're going to be harvesting. So we're not necessarily going to be compounding it back into these positions. And we wouldn't really be doing lending because the returns are just not enough. I'll show you Aave in a second here. We'll actually take, here on Polygon, I actually have $10,000 for a trading I'm holding inside the UIG. But we're just going to do a quick little 2-minute fun deploying this $10,000 by actually lending it and then borrowing against it, so we can get $16,000 worth of a portfolio and kind of get free money, so to speak. So I'll do that in a second here. I also wouldn't really talk about spending it. We talked about that in the 100,000. We have clients who do $1 million portfolios inside Fast Track, and we have clients doing $10, $50, $100,000, $5,000, $2,000 portfolios in the UIG. The smaller your portfolio, I don't necessarily recommend spending it. Again, it depends on your personal goals, and I'm speaking generally here, but it's just going to slow down portfolio growth. Whereas if you have 100,000, multi-hundred, multi-million, you might want to spend it. Pay down your mortgage. We had a client pay off their car with the yields they were earning, and they decided to spend it and pay off some debt. I am a fan of buying bull run bag with it, and I am a fan of opening new positions. So it could kind of look like this or this. You're either growing your bull run bag or you're opening new positions. Now, if you're lending it just because you're sitting on profits and you're looking to redeploy. You're just waiting for the market to do what the market does. That would be like the biggest change. I also wouldn't automate. With a bigger portfolio, you may want to automate. With a smaller, every percent counts. Every time you lock in a permanent loss, it really, really counts. And so we may want to be a little more hands-on, just like any business, because this is a business we're building. When you first, let me know in the comments if you started a business. Also, let me know in the comments if it took a lot of work to start a business. At first, if you really want to squeeze out profits, you might have to work on this quite a bit, and that's fine. And the bigger your DeFi business gets, the more hands off you may want to get, the more you want to automate. But to me, when we're first starting, every percent counts. And if you can manually adjust ranges and really set things and really get hands on with it, you can do really well. We've got pages and pages of testimonials. I just posted 4 on my Instagram story. Someone did about $3,000 in their first month. Awesome. Like 26% or something. Someone else is doing, I think, $1,300 a month, and that was within their first couple months. Like, this stuff works. But you've got to apply it, and you really have to study it. Now, what I would also do, I'll do a quick little, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm going to do it again. Join the roundtable discussions, or simply just like ask in the UIG. We can always create trainings for you. YouTube videos are usually weeks behind what we do in the UIG, just so we're clear. And so if you want the fresh stuff, if you want the new stuff, if you want to stay on top of what the market is doing, different projects, different opportunities, actually engage with the team, ask questions, join the Q&As, join the chats, join the live calls. The UIG is where it's at. But I will share this. Let's say you have $10,000. You could, especially in a bullish scenario here, trade that 10,000 USDC for $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. Maybe there's something else that you're bullish on and you see has more potential than Bitcoin itself. You could swap it over to Bitcoin. Done. Bam. Approve. Once this is swapped over, there we go. So it's swapped over to $10,000-ish worth of BTC over here on Uniswap. And again, I'm just mimicking. What if you already have crypto assets? What if you have Bitcoin and you have some ETH and you have some other assets? Maybe you have Polygon. You could take it like I did. I could go over to the Aave, just for this scenario here. I could supply $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. There we go. Polygon is super freaking slow. I spend so much time on Base that I'm like spoiled. I spend a lot of time on Base and Sui right now, so I'm pretty spoiled. But once this is supplied, then I can take a loan against it and then go use that. So I could borrow something against it and then go use it to make yields. So if you've got a bull run bag already, or you want to buy some assets so you can see appreciation, you can 2x and 3x, 4x, 5x your buy and hold position. So your bull run bag, there we go. So as you can see, I'm earning no yield on it, but I can take a loan against this. And so I could borrow an asset, then I could go use it. Now, this, if Bitcoin doubles, won't be worth $10,000. It'll be worth $20,000. And I'll be creating yields from the borrows that I took against Bitcoin. And now I'm getting the best of both worlds. And you can just make your money go further for you. Again, that's a probably 20, 30-minute lesson at minimum. Plus there's smart contract stuff we have to talk about. And there's LTV, loan to value ratios, and making sure that you're not getting over leveraged and getting liquidated. So again, don't go degen on that. But it's an absolutely legit strategy. And a lot of our clients and members are using it. Again, head on into the educational portal in the UIG and commit to this stuff. Learn about the blockchain basics, etc., etc. But once you get into the DeFi bootcamp, go through the DeFi bootcamp because we go deep here, and then go into chapter 7 here, lending and borrowing, and like it's all in there. Lending, borrowing, how to mitigate risk, understanding different strategies, and actually executing on those strategies. Plus, inside the DeFi framework section here, highly recommend you check all of these out. But most of all, check all these out, but most of all, check out the liquidity pool entry criteria, portfolio allocations, so actually allocations on your portfolio depending on your risk tolerances and just kind of what kind of investor you are. Liquidity pool assessment and exit criteria, knowing when to enter and exit these liquidity pools. Again, most people are just entering liquidity pools and being like, oh, yay, like I'm making some money. And then next day their portfolio is down 20%. They're like, what happened? It's like, it's not that easy. There's a strategy to it. But most of all, check out the crypto business flowchart. Colin leads a really powerful training on the flowchart, really designing your business and understanding what you want it to do for you. And the feedback from clients and members and like what they've been working on is just unreal. They're like, this is the part that I was missing. So definitely do check that out. With that said, I really hope this video was helpful to you in some way, shape, or form. If you liked it, like this video, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment. What landed? By leaving a comment and letting people know what landed or maybe a lesson you pulled from it, you communicate it in a different way than I did, and it might land for someone because you said it in a way that resonated with them. So do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe to this channel, tell your friends about it. This channel does not grow without your support, and that is the cost of admission for this YouTube channel. If you ever received value, share this in a few groups or share it with a few people. Let's get to 100K subscribers. That's like my goal for YouTube, because that spreads the awareness and spreads the word of crypto DeFi. We want to reach as many people and ensure that they don't miss out on a massive financial system paradigm shift. Times are changing, and a lot of people are going to be left in the dust, and we want this YouTube channel to reach hundreds of thousands of people so they can get on board or at least be educated and aware of what's going on in DeFi. And believe me, the more people that know about it, the better it is for all of us. So share the word. With that said, I'm out of here. Peace.